Trigger Happy John coming at you with Awaken Chaos Era video. We are joined today by Bearcozy Crew. For those of you who do not know Bearcozy, he's been around the community for a long time as far as like the raid community, and he's been in a lot of the background spotlight as far as helping out Layla Fox Nation and a lot of us other content creators with his music, Bearcozymusic. Definitely go check that out if you're looking for DMCA free music. But he's also been doing a lot of content on Awaken Chaos Era. So I went ahead and I asked him to join me on my channel today because he does have that background playing with other games and playing, well, with other content creators. So he's very familiar with these games. And we wanted to do just a quick discussion about what is like the top 5 things that are that we really enjoy in the game. And we just want to break them down, explain them to you, and kind of compare to see if what I enjoy is similar to what he enjoys, because we also come from 2 totally different spectrums of the game. So you're going to want to go check out his channel, because we're going to do another video where we talk about the difference between myself, who is a whale, and him, who is a free-to-play / dolphin. All right, are you ready to kick this video off, Bear?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. John, thank you for having me. This is really exciting. This is really cool. I've been looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to definitely get into this one. All right, guys. We'll be right back. All right. So like I said here, we do have the Bearcozy. He's going to go ahead, and I'm actually going to kick it over to him first. We're going to let him, right out the gate, right off the rip, start and talk about the very first thing that he thinks is one of his favorite things and the top 5 for this game. Bear, what is your number 1? What do you got?
You know, John, I've really been enjoying Awaken Chaos Era. And for people that don't know, I'm actually coming from Raid, so this is very, very similar coming from Raid. It plays a lot similar to Raid, but there are some differences. And one of the first things that I really enjoy is the no silver cost for regearing. That is a huge thing for me, and that is absolutely amazing in my experience, just compared to Raid.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that. That is definitely coming from games that actually charge you to change gear back and forth, especially with gear being such like a stopgap in all these games. The fact that we aren't getting charged for them, I definitely agree that it's nice that we can just change gear whenever we want and we don't have to worry about it. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it's been great. One of the things I actually really enjoy is experimenting with builds, experimenting with different sets of gear on different heroes, and see how they work, see who synergizes with what and what works for me. Because at the end of it, you have to find your own synergy, and everyone has to find their own groove. So that is what I really like. I swap gear a lot.
All right, so for those of you who know my channel, I talk about synergy a lot. So notice I'm not the only content creator that says it. Stop judging me. All right.
Synergy is very important.
All right, so my number 1 that I think I've loved is the fact that the pity system is so much lower than it is in a lot of other games. So in this one, it has a built-in, like we have a built-in dupe system, right? It came right off the beginning of the game. And then,
which was amazing, yeah.
Right. And then on top of that, we have the pity system, which allows us, we have a decent summoning pool here. But the fact that after 70 consecutive summons, our pity starts to change, that has been my number 1 favorite so far, because I'm a whale, right? Like I spend a lot of money, I pull a lot of shards. I want to see that dopamine, right? We spend this money for that dopamine. So I definitely, I enjoy this pity system. So that's my number 1. Funny. So the second one that I'm going to cover, Bear, is I really have been enjoying the fact that there is a lot of content that came out right off the gate. So when we started this game, soft launch, there was all this content. Like we have dungeons, we have all these different dungeons that we can run. We have No Man's Land, we have the Dungeons of Void Tower content, the Endless Trial content, bounties, dispatch. The variety of content available to us was very, I should say, there was a lot of it, right? It wasn't like we were limited and streamlined into one channel. And a lot of people that came, and when I first started my channel, I was playing a lot of like Summoner's Glory, which it was very limited, very niche. And then I moved on to Near Reincarnation, which was a good game. However, the amount of content offered to us was just not there, right? This one, it seems to, right off the gate, it's given us a lot of different things that we can do, a lot of different avenues, and just general playability. I guess is going to be my most favorite thing about the game so far as like the second down the list. What about you?
Yeah.
Is that something you kind of noticed as well?
And that's awesome. I kind of wish I'm really enjoying the game so much. I wish I played during soft launch. I played a little bit during beta, and I didn't
Hmm.
stick to it because I was really into Raid at the time. And then, when this game kind of came out and watching you stream it, hanging out in your streams, watching your videos, it really, really grew on me. And I guess that would kind of have to go into the number three. The third thing I really enjoy is actually, believe it or not, it's the graphics. Now, I
Okay.
know I've heard some people say that the graphics are not as good as Raid, and I guess that's all a matter of perspective. And the reason I say graphics is for me, I was a really big WoW player back in my earlier days, back when it
Ah,
first came
okay.
out. And for me, the graphics remind me of World of Warcraft. So I can see you pulled up the Tauren there, Blackhorn, and that
Hmm.
was one of my favorite heroes. I played lots of Taurens,
Uh,
Warriors, Druids. I played a ton of Druids,
yep.
both sides. So for me, even though I don't play World of Warcraft anymore,
Hmm.
this scratches that itch. This for
Yep.
me kind of is has that familiar feel of Raid where I'm very familiar with the way the game flows and how to
Yep.
play it. I'm familiar with gear enhancement and things like that. But it also scratches that World of Warcraft itch because I played it for so many years. And then just, life happens and you take a break for a while and you just never go back.
Yep. No, that's definitely understandable. That's also one of the other things. Like I enjoyed the graphics in the game, and I've had a lot of people kind of say they've been, 50 in one hand, 50 in the other, about whether or not it was something that they really enjoyed because the graphics are a lot different, right? This isn't your normal graphics aesthetic, but I feel like they're very detailed. They did a good job with them. They definitely
Yeah.
have that semblance to a lot of the games we play, like such as WoW, and a lot of other just general games out there. They did a good job, I think, in my opinion, on capturing graphics and the aesthetics to really pull us in there because there's a little bit more depth to them. So I agree with that. I like it. I like where you're going with that one.
Oh, nice.
Um, so to piggyback off of that as well, so we got the nice graphics of the characters. One thing that the characters have to have is abilities, right? For me, one of the biggest things was getting these abilities maxed out. Now, obviously, I have a lot of characters who have maxed out abilities. However, if I scroll down here, we grab a character that I don't have all of their abilities maxed out of. I like the fact that we can, let me grab a character that I can actually show the mechanic that I enjoy. Well, of course, I have all the characters maxed out abilities, and this is a problem. Okay, here we go. This character, I know I have something that I can use.
Your
Um,
19th Blackhorn right
yeah,
there.
my
Meanwhile, I
19th
can't pull one.
Blackhorn,
Yeah.
my Sierra, my girl.
I've
Oh
been
man.
dying to pull a Blackhorn, and I'm stuck with Rodira, and she's my only healer.
Oh,
It's been
here, we'll
painful.
upgrade this one. We'll show you. What
It's
I like is the fact that we can synthesize our abilities. The abilities you can actually. So when we run out of materials here, because we're not going to be able to upgrade all the way to the end, um, we can keep going because we have other materials that can be synthesized into them. And I feel like that's really nice because I didn't have to pay for any of these guys. That's what I want to note is none of this is a paywall. It is a farmable area in the game to get these abilities and get them done. And we didn't have to spend a lot of money. We didn't have to wait for months upon months. We didn't have to farm a certain area of the game to get a
for the books.
potential. Yeah, exactly. So referring to raid, right?
Yeah.
Raid, you had to do a lot of guild boss or sorry, clan boss, get the drops, get your books, and you get maybe a book a day. In this game, you go farm this dungeon. It tells you the source where you can find it. You can synthesize it, and we can simply just make them. We can make them from lesser materials. So if you can't get super far in the game, but say you have a lot of energy to spend or kill, you can upgrade your abilities and upgrade your heroes. So that to me is definitely my third and most loved part about the game is because at the very beginning this was nice because I was able to get all my abilities done and I didn't have to. It wasn't like a month-long grinds to get them done. That's what I enjoyed.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. It's a great point. Something that I always enjoyed the farmability of the skills, but I never really thought of it. And now that we're talking about it, yeah, comparing it to Raid, there's a paywall for Lego books, and that's something that I've never bought. So
Hmm.
this is actually really, really nice, and it's a good quality of life as well because you can just go farm it when it's open, or everything's open on Sunday. Just go farm what you need
Yep.
on Sunday and upgrade your heroes, which is
Exactly.
really awesome.
8 hours, it'll be open. You can go
That's
get
it.
everyone's abilities. I love it.
Everybody's done. So moving in to number four, my number four, I guess, would kind of have to go with that World of Warcraft feel, and that
Okay.
would be Endless Trial for me. Now, I really enjoy Endless Trial, and for those of you that have played World of Warcraft, to me, that is like Torghast from Shadowlands. I really enjoyed that. I played that for a little while, not as much as not as much as I've played originally when Vanilla came out, and then when it moved into Burning Crusade and Wrath of the King and all that. So, but Endless Trial, I really, really enjoy. And
Okay.
one of my favorite heroes in Endless Trial is actually Antonua. I have screenshots where she's taken 12 turns because she's just that good. And on the bottom, where you look on the bottom of the screen for the turn order, it's just
Hmm.
all her with nobody else.
You
So
just see
I
it stack up. Love it.
just she just keeps taking turns, and it's just all her. It's amazing.
Yep, I love it. That's one thing that's fun because in the endless trials, you get those artifact drops, right, which changes the dynamic of the game. It almost makes you feel like you're playing a different game because you kind of get to pick and choose what you're doing.
Yeah,
So that
and
is
one of the
definitely a
nice things,
positive point about it.
yeah, and I think one of the nice things is your characters feel powerful when you're running the endless trial, and when you're
Hmm.
stacking all those buffs on yourself. That it's a great feeling. It's not a normal feeling that you get when you're running dungeons, and that's what I really enjoy about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely, yep, I can definitely sympathize with that. I'm unfortunately one of those people where I'm not a huge fan of doing the endless trials, but I do them because I know they need to get done. But there are some pros and cons to them. So I'm definitely glad to hear that someone else out there is like, yeah, I enjoy doing them. Whereas
Mhm.
on my end of the spectrum, I'm kind of like, if I do them, I do them. If I don't, I don't. But no, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you enjoy it. Moving on, I enjoy, and probably the fourth most impactful thing in the game to me is adventure mode is actually worth doing. Adventure mode in all games is usually one of those aspects where you complete it and you forget about it, right? This area of the game is one of those like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do it and I'll complete it for the rewards, and then it just gets forgot about. Like no one goes back into it, no one does anything with it. However, adventure mode in this game is impactful. Like if you want to really upgrade your character and get them maxed out, like you need to get their glyphs done. Well, to get their glyphs done, you go into adventure mode. It tells you right here in the game where to go to get these. And during the adventure mode, that's where you're going to get a lot of your resources. That's where you're going to get a lot of your crystals. That's where you get a lot of resources you need in the game, like jelly, gold, fodder, pieces of gear, glyphs. So it still is relevant. It's not something that you just waste your time on doing and then you never really go back to. So I definitely I think that is my fourth must love and love thing about Awaken Chaos Era.
That's awesome. Now, it's funny for my last one, number five. I was actually thinking the 100 shard, which is the guaranteed Lego, but you took
Okay.
that one, which is okay. Coming from a low spend, somebody who doesn't really spend a lot outside of the Magic Pass, because I think it's 100% worth it. You get not only all the goodies and all the resources there, but you also get the guaranteed legendary, which is awesome. So
Hmm.
for my number five, I would have to say the Void Tower for me, and more specifically the auto feature. Once you complete Void Tower, you can just auto that thing right from floor 1 to 100, and just kick back and go get some coffee and enjoy all the rewards.
Yep.
Which is I really enjoy Void Tower, and it's been a lot of fun, and you get a ton of rewards. So that is one of my most favorite features is the auto.
Okay. Yeah, no, and I agree because that was the directive of okay, I gotta beat this so that way I can unlock that auto because it is a grind, right? But yeah, it's awesome because they
It
even
is.
add that quality of life mechanic in there to allow you to grind up there because you want to get all these rewards, right? You want to get them all. You want to, especially on hard, you want to be able to get that Soul Arcana, and then on the easy one, you get the guaranteed ancient summoning crystal, so you can get an epic or a legendary, right? So it's
Yeah,
really
I'm still
cool.
working on that Arcana on Hard Tower. Still trying to climb, but I'm still fairly new, so it's a process.
That's right. You'll get it. You'll get it. Everyone gets it eventually. Everyone will get it eventually. It took me a while. I've only cleared
It
two renditions so far.
it
So
did. I've watched you. Yeah, it did. That's tough. It's been a tough battle.
All right, and then my last one, and I think this is the one that kind of hits home most to me, is actually going to be the support hero. Mainly because a lot of these games, a lot of these gacha games, when they come out, there is no reason and there's no incentive to interact with other people in the game. You form a guild, you have a guild, and it's supposed to be like a community thing, but you don't actually directly interact with your guild members or your other players in the game. However, when you make friends in the game, when you go and you add friends, you can use their support heroes. And I think this is my most favorite because there are characters. Like imagine like if you were playing Raid Shadow Legends and someone had a Siffy and you could just borrow it for a mission or for a level. It'd be insane, right? In this game,
That's
they took that
amazing.
idea. Yeah.
That would be amazing because I know, not to interrupt, but I want to
Mhm.
jump in because that kind of hits home. I've watched Layla. She's got Siffy. I think she's got at least one Rotos or two. She's got Chris. She has all these heroes that I don't have, all these champs for Raid.
Yep.
And I would love to be able to borrow them and use them, and I can't. So all I can do is just kind of hang out and watch her use them. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The support hero is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and that's why it resonates so much for me because, like, for example, I got Opal. I have my Opal kitted out right now. As far as like she's got really good gear on her, and a lot of people are asking, like, "Hey, John, should I use this character, or can this character be viable in content?" Well, now you can pull her up. You can use my stats on that I have on her, and you can go test it out, which is really cool. Obviously, you are at the mercy of, okay, did this person build the character correctly? But this allows you to interact with your friends, with the people that are playing the game with you, your peers, and actually go, hey, do you have this character? Can I use this character? Can we borrow them to see if this will work for my content? Or, hey, I want to theory craft this, but I don't have such and such character. Like,
Mm.
oh, well, I have such and such character. Here, I'll throw them up. That getting to work with people and getting to synergize with other people. I said synergy again. Don't get triggered. Um, it's one of those things that I think has really made the game enjoyable because it also allows newer players and free to play players to complete certain events and progress the game all the way into Mythic just by relying on some friends. You
Yes,
get
and
forced
that
to
is
make
actually
friends.
that was actually a big thing for me, John. As you know, I started. I'm probably about 3 months in, 2.5 months in right
Okay.
now, so I'm still fairly new. And the support hero is one of the big things for me. I remember borrowing your support hero, who was Zatlux at the time, and he helped me get through some sticky points. And now that I've built my Zatlux fairly well, I've built my Nathalia fairly well. I try to help out other people as well that are just starting out, and that's actually a really good thing. So that carried me through, and I try to help others as well,
Yeah.
get more
No.
players in the game.
Exactly. I think I definitely agree, and I think that's a pretty good ending point here. Is we both as content creators, we want to help and we want to support people, right? So speaking of which, definitely go support our boy Bear Cozy. Go check him out.
Thank you.
This way, this way. He does a lot of content on it, and we're both the type of people where we want to get information out there to you guys. We want to be able to work with you guys. We want to be able to help you
Yeah,
guys out,
I would
and
appreciate
yeah,
any support. Yeah, Bear Cozy Crew on YouTube. That is me. You'll see my handsome mug on there.
that's right.
Thank you, everybody, for all the support.
Yep, I definitely appreciate it. So one other thing, real quick, before I let you go, do you plan on ever streaming? Do you ever want to stream? Are you ever going to stream like on YouTube or do some like live action interaction type deal? Like, is that
I
something that's going to be coming down the
It's
pipeline?
funny. I don't know if I ever plan on streaming. Right now, Layla does all the streaming. I just kind of do all the back end stuff, or at least I used to. Right now, I'm not planning on streaming. I'm primarily focusing on doing YouTube, growing that. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I know I can do it, and I know I can surpass it. I've been making 14 videos a week, every single day, 7 days a week for the past 3 months. And it's a lot of work just doing that. So that is
Okay.
my primary focus. And then once I get there, once I get it monetized, so I can have some kind of income from that for putting in all the hard work. Anybody that edits videos knows it takes a very long time. It's very, very time consuming. So
It
right
is.
now, my focus is just making YouTube content.
All right. No, and that's fair. That's fair. So definitely go show them some love. Go give them some support, guys. That way we can get into that thousand subscriber mark. For me, that was a huge deal. I honestly just hit it this year, and as you see, I've quickly grown the channel.
Yeah.
And let's give Bear that also support, guys. So let's go give him some
Thank you very much,
subscribe, show him some
everybody. I
love,
really
and have
appreciate it.
fun. So thank you so much for coming on the channel, Bear. I hope you had fun. I hope that that discussion was enlightening and we had to have fun with it. And
Yeah, this is great. I
yeah,
really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. This means the world to me.
all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end it here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Go click the links down below to go find Bear's both his copyright-free music for other content creators out there that want to enjoy that, and also go subscribe to his channel so that we can go get daily updates as well as from myself and from him. I will catch you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.